Morning Goobers, I'm Qreius, and today we're going to be talking about a lot of things because I've been absent for 2 weeks. Because I guess I've been studying, but also I don't need to study. I, so if you people know how the Italian final high school exam thing works, you would know that you just need to get the 60 out of 100 points, and you'd be chilling. I'm at 59 right now, and I'm about to do the oral exam, and well, I need 1 point. I could just fall dead asleep, and I would still pass. So I guess I'm making this video. This video is gonna be a little bit of TCG. I just want to talk about this list, which was after nationals. I did some testing with Sylvia for Euros. Yes, I'm going to Euros because my cousin got an invite off of nationals. That's pretty awesome. I'm there mainly to cheer on my buddies and whatever, but also I'm doing the Genesys main event because it's a free entry, and why not? I might as well. I'm gonna talk about Genesys in a little bit. You can find the timestamp if that's all you care about. Back to nationals and whatever. I just wanna say that one, I forgot to get my ticket. God damn it, my Italian accent. I guess I'm talking about Italian nationals. It's fine. I forgot to get my ticket for nationals. I wasn't able to partake in the main event, which sucked. It's so sad. But oh well, I went, surely I could do well at side events. I didn't do well at side events. I played sloppily day 1, and day 2 I just break game 3. Game 3, round 2. First round was a bye. I just chilled out from my friendos. Yeah. I kinda wanna forget nationals, but also something very funny happened. I met a subscriber. Shout out to Mario. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be watching this video because they're Genesys. We talked for like an entire hour. We just came to the venue. He was gonna do Genesys, and I was gonna do Giant Card, which were around the same time, like half an hour difference or something. And man, I just can't believe. I went to grab a coffee, or no, sorry. I went to grab a water because I'm pretty sure the stands didn't have coffee or something. And well, I just walked up. I just walked around after telling my cousin, "Good luck, you're gonna win this." And well, he did get his invite, so like that's good enough. And well, just some guy went, "Area from YouTube. Are you Earthbound?" Me? Me? Huh? Who are you? And then he started talking to me in English because he genuinely thought I was from like America or something, because well, all my videos are in English, well, I didn't really give too many hints. I was Italian. Sure, I went to well, I am Chinese, first of all, and second Italian, but also, like, sure, I did the Bologna Open, but, like, anyone could go to a gigantic event like that. And well, same for Nationals, but, like, Nationals is more... I don't know. Either way, we talked in English until I just I told them, "So where are you from?" Because I thought he was from somewhere else, and like I was so tired that I didn't even think, yes, this guy has an Italian accent, so surely he's Italian. And well, I asked him where he was from, and he told me a region from Italy, and so I said, "Oh, we can just talk in Italian, I guess." And then we started talking about Genesys, about all my fancy stuff, and that was one of the most surreal experiences of my life. First, the surreal experience was like at the Bologna Open, in which I did pretty decently, meeting for the first time a Discord friend of mine. That was incredible. You can check out my deck profile, in which I talk about all the fancy stuff in detail. But the other important thing is just this time talking to someone that actually cares about Earthbound in real life. That just blows my mind. Sure, I have some friends with which I can just say, oh yeah, I play Earthbound, and it's very cool. There's a lot of fancy things. In fact, at my OTS championships leading to nationals, there was this guy that just popped out of nowhere, and after one of the rounds, just chilling out and asked me, "So what's up?" It's going pretty decent. So what are you playing? Oh, I'm playing White Forest. Oh, I'm playing Earthbound. What? And then we just started yapping, and I met him at nationals also, which is fun. But Mario is genuinely the highlight of my experience at nationals, even above my cousin getting his invite, and then us being able to go to Euros, because well our parents said, well, you might as well, it's a once in a lifetime experience. Not really a lifetime, I could also do next year, but as I planned, but also might as well do it this year. I have nothing to do. I don't have high school homework anymore, I guess, so I might as well do something fun. And yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say. So I met Mario. I did a bunch of fancy stuff. Oh yeah, the one very funny thing is that my cousin thought he didn't get his invite because he wasn't top 128, and then all of a sudden we got ice cream. We were going to the bus, very far away from the venue. We got some ice cream. We just were gonna go back to the train station to go hit to his hometown and chill out there. And then all of a sudden he looks at Neuron. I was like kind of annoyed. He was checking Neuron every single time just to see if the standings changed or whatever. And I was like, nah, there's no way it's gonna change. It did change. He got the top 120, and I just lost my mind because we were burning alive. We went to a Chinese store to get some fresh drinks as we were thinking about this, and then we went back to the venue. He got his playmat, and we confirmed that he got his invite. So yeah, that was such a goofy experience. We were going back, not actually, we weren't even going back to his hometown. We were going to one of his locals in Bologna. He goes to uni there. And just because consolation for me doing butt nothing at nationals, and then we changed our minds after stuff happened and such. It was such, the entire weekend was such a wild ride, man. But we got there. He's going to Euros whilst I'm going to Goofy Clown event. I'll explain why I'm calling Genesys Clown Turbo, and it's not because of Clown Crew in a little bit. So let's actually talk about TCG. This list I made with Sylvia. I don't remember if I said that earlier because I don't have a very good memory. But if you don't know who Sylvia is, you can check out her deck profile from her topping WCS below. She's a very good friend of mine, and she helped me so much with the metagame and how to not build my deck as if it's garbage. I know my Earthbound combos, I know my Earthbound synergies, but she knows deck building much better than me, even though I proclaim myself to be a very good deck builder. And well, it's a very important learning experience for me, and it opened my eyes to what's probably the biggest upgrade for an Earthbound list I've ever considered. She was like, no, you definitely gotta play FMV in this, and you might as well play, and I thought, you might as well play Ecclesia, right? And so I went, hold on, can't I play Fallen of White Dragon here? She went, dude, that's such a good idea, and then we realized that this is busted, because there is a synergy with the Crimson King. You get to play FMV, which is really good pretty much ever since it dropped. Yeah, it's never stopped being incredibly powerful alongside other breakers and such. And well, we realized this is kind of nuts. I am missing like one thing she said about this. Of course B2B is broken, there's no denying that. No, I think it's really just the synergy and her saying, no, yeah, Fallen on White Dragon is incredible in this deck because, like, just like Elf Note, you're able to use this as a backup plan to get both a level 8 on board, which she suggested me to play Omega, because you might as well hand trap the opponent. They go down the hand trap, you kill them with Lord Omega. Omega is so fucking broken, I just can't believe it. I hate resolving this card because it's just too easy. I was supposed to play a Draco Berserker in this list over Omega, and then playing Omega has made me realize how messed up the current state of Yu-Gi-Oh is from a broken card perspective. Power creep is already nuts, and the only way rogue decks are able to compete is to do stupid stuff. For example, let's check Elf Notes. I know how to use this website. There we go. They have 2 hand drips and a bunch of negates and a bunch of swap. They're also playing Fallen White Dragon. Yeah, there we go. They're playing 2, I'm playing 1. I'm playing 1 because I really don't think it's too good going second. That's my reasoning for that. Sylvia told me that's probably the right call, but playing 3 Fallen on White Dragon is also pretty strong. And, oh yeah, this idea came to me because I was thinking about playing Albaz as an alternative to Excel Stardust, which has been such a staple in Earthbound for so long because you're able to make back-to-back, you're able to make a Crocodile Dragon. But it's just missing something, and the one thing that it's missing is a little anti-Nibiru, but also anti-Board Breakers, and you need to play the original Stardust Dragon for that. Meanwhile, for this, you don't beat Breakers, but you do beat Fuva just as well as playing Stardust Dragon would by playing Albaz. But then Sylvia told me, no, yeah, you don't even need Albaz. You do have enough disruptions, and the fun thing is, the opponent is gonna definitely assume that Ecclesia is gonna be a threat on board. It's gonna, say, summon a Cartesia, Albaz. They don't know what your deck does, so they're gonna be assuming, oh, you're playing branded packages, so you must be playing the win cons of the branded package. And that is a very fair assessment, but I'm not playing them for the mind game. So they wasted their resources breaking and trying to eat the Ecclesia, whilst I'm very simply just going into Fallen on White Dragon for additional resources. It's so stupid. But like, it works. Doesn't work against Sylvia, but it works against other people. That's good enough. And besides that, oh yeah, I was playing Albaz to make Dragon that Devours the Dogma. It's such a dumb card. And but I realized quickly that Dogma is not very good in the meta because a lot of decks just either are Chaos Ritual, which doesn't care, or stuff like, I don't freaking know. A lot of decks just don't let you fuse easily into this guy. So I decided not to play it and just use Ecclesia as bait, pretty much. They're gonna interact with it anyways, it's fine. Unless they see through my bullshit and wait until Albaz is summoned, but also, if I train Ecclesia to something like, I don't know, a back-to-back, they'll probably think that, they'll probably think that, oh wow, this is super value for Droplet, so they're gonna chain it, and that's Infinite Gucci, in theory. Infinite Gucci. Yeah, that's very cool. Besides that, back to Ecclesia, and as I was saying, Crimson King, you can just make Ecclesia in the Reciela 1-card combo. For the unaware, which hopefully, if you have been following me, you should be aware, you go Keeper into Sweeper into Reciela. Reciela gets LZ. Make any level 8. This is typically Excel Stardust because you're able to revive Keeper and then summon Dragster or Crimson King using diabellstar, which I always thought was so bad, but then again it lets me summon back-to-back, so I thought it's a fair enough trade-off. It's not very good, but like, it's something. And then I realized you can play Ecclesia to summon White Albaz into Ecclesia, and well, that gets you Crimson King for free. It's just incredible. You'd even get Dragoon if you were playing it, but I'm not playing Dragoon. The reason for not playing Dragoon is very simple. It's a big ass break. You could play it in your side deck for going first. In fact, you could really just you could I don't know what you would cut. Impulse is definitely the number one pick, because Impulse kind of self-sabotages you with the amount of lights you're playing. If you're playing the Ecclesia package, this is probably a cut. You could play one more Lightning Storm, you could play a Solemn Judgment. This slot is really just a flex, because you have these three to eat up the Fuvalos, and then everything else is just depending on whatever silver bullet you want to play. I suppose you could play a second Spark main. This is mainly for like FDKs, like Tellarknight, like Elf Note, Branded summoning Diabells, and Doomsy, I guess, yeah. And what's it called? Oh, Tellarknight, Earth Machine. There we go. Earth Machine can FTK you, so this is a good tool to prevent that. You could play Gaze and Dragoon here. I'm just not sure if that's worth it. You could play Solemn Judgment instead, which is much more reliable and does not require you to go all the way with the DMod combo. Instead, I'm just playing Souls for the draw power and also a very fancy combo, which summons Crocodile Dragon for free. Anything else to talk about here? Fiendish Golem, there's not really a lot. I talked about Sinful Spousal White for... Did I make... Hold on, let me check on my phone. Did I make a deck profile for the OTS champs? Yes, I did. It's the 2-hour one. Oh my god. Yeah, 2 hours of a deck profile, and I completely forgot about it. That's great. That's fantastic. One thing to talk about, I guess, is Chaining. Chaining is theoretically good into Branded and Chaos Ritual. I say theoretically because I haven't tested this yet. Because I'm a lazy bum. And that's it. There's no other reason. It's just I'm lazy. Oh yeah, the other thing about Dragoon is that if you want to play Dragoon in the side deck, you just don't have a side end outside of Chaining, but like Chaining is also really good as a disruption from B2B, plus an Ecclesia or a Lord Omega, or just really powerful in the grind game, which is especially important against Branded and such. I just wouldn't recommend cutting it, but also it's fair if you want to do so. I think the correct play is to just play Spark here, cut one Lightning Storm and these two slots for Gaze and Dragoon. Dragoon. And Gaze Otemi. Oh yeah! One thing, Ash Blossom. A lot of people are not playing Ash Blossom main, and that's absolutely fair because 1-for-1 hand traps suck ass right now. Spark is a different thing, because like it's removal on a hand trap, and that can be really important into specific FTKs and floodgates and whatever. And also when being drawn is not terrible. Ash though completely sucks as a disruption, sure, sometimes you can interrupt one of your opponent's a few starters, but it's also kinda meh. The main reason I'm playing at the main is really just because Sylvia told me, oh yeah, your deck gets murdered by Charmies, and well, you're not winning unless you draw perfect going second, so you might as well just play Ash Blossom. You might as well. It's not terrible as a 1-for-1. It kinda does nothing against some decks, but in other situations completely murders the opponent. It's so weird, but like I think it's correct because I just don't have the side slots. I wanna play Santa, I wanna play my backer removal, I wanna play Purulia because I hate an aircraft, and it's also good into Chaos Ritual. Droll is mandatory, and these are side slots. Sure, I could cut these for Ash Blossom, but also these are super important for Charmies as well. They're super important for layered boards, etc. This deck doesn't have too much layered stuff, really. Unless you're playing Gaze and Morgan, Golem, whatever. So it really comes down to that. One also thing is that I used to have no Sparks, in fact they were both in the side deck for the FTKs and whatever, and instead I played the 2 Ecclesia, which is very interesting. Sylvia, I just saw something from my editing software and I thought it stopped the recording and I lost my mind. Anyways, back to that, Sylvia gave me a lot of feedback and stuff, and she was saying playing 2 Ecclesia, because going second, she can be pretty solid bait. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but also she is kind of a starter. She helped me go into the Crimson King into B2B and whatever, and that's incredibly powerful. She's not 100% a starter, but she's not nothing. And with 7 normal summons and 8 and 9 can be pretty decent. I suppose it could be up to preference. I don't have my second Ecclesia, so I physically cannot play that. So it is what it is. Because like the guy I bought the cards from just told me. He told me that he's no longer a serious seller, and like, man, you could have deleted the account earlier. Come on. It's fine though. It's only just the blinked out Ecclesias. I'm not too upset. Anyways, I think that's it for the TCG. I don't have much to say about Chaos Ritual. I haven't played against it yet, and whilst sure I'm playing these guys that do nothing against it unless they're playing like, I don't know, stuff like Dragoon, secondary engines like, well, Fallen of White Dragon, etc. They're still way too powerful into stuff like Branded and Kilton, and so I think keeping them in is reasonable enough. And oh yeah, I completely forgot. Speaking of Fallen of the White Dragon and Ecclesia also, this is $120 right now, and that sucks. But you don't have to play them if you want to do well. You can just check my OTS champ list, it's still perfectly fine. It's just that this gives you a way, how do I formulate this? A very consistent line into a ton of fancy stuff, and it gives you so many ways to do mind games, so many ways to just fuck over your opponent using Lord Omega. It's just such a powerful engine, but like if you're playing at locals, you can just play the regular Azamina variant. You don't even need Gaze, which I'm pretty sure it's dropped to like $30 or something. It's not too bad, but like if you don't want to play it, D-mod is still a little mandatory, but like Gaze, you can just piss off. It's fine. This entire engine, really, I'm pretty sure I have. This is the TCG account. I mean, I have Genesys here, but like we don't talk about that. Azamina. No, this is the core. I think I deleted the list. I don't know. Oh my god, I choked on air. That best from player of all time, self-proclaimed, and I have 3 brain cells. Oh, piss off. I didn't even just wake up. It's like 1 a.m. No, not 1 a.m. 1 p.m. This list is, oh my god. So let's cut the sparks, cut the impulses. You don't need them, yeah. Cut Dragoon, cut Gaze, cut Ecclesia, cut Albaz, cut the FMVs, cut Crown. Yeah, this list is $200. $200 is pretty freaking good for something like this, yeah, you know. You can instead just like play Typhoon. You can still play Fallen and the Witches. That's still pretty good. Axel Stardust. There we go. In the extra, you could play SP. SP. It's just SP. SP and then Stardust. The regular one. Yeah, this is pretty freaking good. To shine in the main deck, I still need... No, yeah, you don't play Fallen anymore. You play something like... something... You know what, let's not worry about this. The point is the list is below 200 bucks if you're not playing the stupid staples. If you're not playing the stupid expensive staples and you're not playing the Fallen package, which for locals it's hardly like a downgrade. Yeah, it's... yeah, Earthbound is budget friendly, sort of, for a deck that's not too terrible as a goofy road deck. I think that's about it for the TCG. Yeah, I really need to stop overthinking it. It's just over. Let's give you one combo and we'll talk about Genesys. Solo mode. Yeah. So like the one fancy combo, oh my god, please. Alright. So the one fancy combo I wanna talk about is Diabellstar plus Groundkeeper. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm using Firefox because like Dueling Book for some reason just no longer works. If I'm using it on Google Chrome. It is what it is. Summon Diabellstar, effect grab, put this back to grab Deception, flip over Deception. So many times I swear that like I flip over Deception and people go, Ash, I didn't tribute anything, I'm banishing Diabellstar, you can't just tell me to go back. I mean, I will go back because they just didn't hear clearly, but like, come on, dude. I said flip over, and I'm very clearly putting it into the banished zone. So like, I don't know, man. Anyways, I grab souls, effective deception. The one thing to note, right? The one thing to note is that Qreius could be a pretty solid addition here for some specific combos and against some decks. Overchanging, but like also those decks are not as good as Branded and Chaos Ritual are, so I don't think I should worry about them, even if it helps my combos a little bit more. Up to preference, really. I guess that's the route I'm going for. So Grim Hollow, Hollowed. I swear, every single time I activate Hollowed, I just go into my deck. Murcielago effect. By the way, I don't think in this matter you need to worry about Nibiru, hence why this line is extremely greedy, but it is extremely good. Because like you draw a bunch of cards and that is your layer disruption. You don't need stuff like Morian and Gaze or Timaeus, when you can just draw better than your opponent. Just that easy. You'll grab Harmonic, let's... Sure. Let's activate it. Fusing, sinking these off into Dragster. Grams effect, grab Sweeper into Vision. Summon Griffin, always in the EMZ. Get Gaze, yes. Get Gaia. Gaia gets me a Greenpeace Golem. What was I supposed to do here? I know this combo. I made it. Yeah, I think it's this. Drop the level by 2. Summon Azazet. Summon Souls by pitching a Diabellstar. And then you have 4 materials For Croco Dragon, I don't know what's up with my hair today. You get the Crocs. And now Azazet triggers. And now you draw 4 cards. Sorry, you draw 3 cards. This is what I'm talking about! You don't need to play Genesys. You can just draw well! You just draw better than your opponent. Why do I even bother thinking about Genesys when you can just draw better? You just draw. I am so good at this game. I am the Qreiusness. Of course I'm gonna draw better than my opponent. Of course. Shuffle back Azazet in case you need to summon a Ciela later on. Activate Hollowed. Activate Wanted in Chain. Grab diabellstar for follow-up. Pitch this. Summon Sylvia. Griffin revive a guy. Oh yeah, by the way, in this line you could just not add Azazet. Instead, with Golem and Walker, you summon Ecclesia, get your 2 Penguses online, then use those plus souls to go into Croco. This way you have Ecclesia on board. What this does, later on of course, so that it doesn't clog your lanes too much. What this does is that you have a light material to be used with Vision Resonator with back-to-back, so that you're able to spare Griffin's revive, otherwise you would need to summon Sweeper, plus a Dragster. And Dragster is not the most reliable way to use back-to-back, honestly. It's just really clunky when you need to use its negate, but also your opponent chains stuff, and it's really annoying from there. But it loses you a draw, and it could be a call by the grave. See, this board is so dumb. You could also just summon Lord Omega and, oh yeah, of course, important thing, souls can pitch Gaia for another drop. Let's see what we get. If it's Droplet, I'm going to scream. Okay, it's follow-up. It's still pretty freaking strong, but like, this deck is so dumb. This deck is so freaking stupid. Like, yeah, I think this is the end of Qreius. Yeah, I think this is the end of the list. You can have some additional options like, well, Qreius, like Dragoon, like SP. SP is really freaking good alongside Souls. But like, I don't think you get to that situation too often where SP would be that good. So like, oh well. Yeah, that's it for the TCG. Let's talk about Genesys after I just chill out for a little bit. And we're back. I wasn't actually back from anything. I just sat on my chair just watching shorts for like 3 minutes to cool off. So this section of the video is gonna be starting with this. There we go. That's more comfy. We're gonna be talking about some general things about the Genesys format. The main reason for this is because I have no prep on it. I actually expected to go to Euros and I expected to go to Euros and just have to do side events. I didn't think I would actually play a serious event because I didn't get my invite. No. Genesys is a free entry, as I said earlier, and so I am gonna play it, I guess. I don't want to start with talking about my takes on the format because it's very clear that everyone hates Stellar Knights. For a good reason. I wonder why. So the reason for that is because Stellar Knight can kill you going first, regardless of whether they are playing Floodgates or not, because their boards are super layered, on top of basically just being unbreakable and hand traps being not feasible to play. unless you give up on some of the charmies, and the charmies are important for the mid-range decks that otherwise you would die if you were playing a ton of hand traps. Good job, Konami. Okay, actually, I said earlier I wouldn't be talking about my takes on the format. TLDR, it's really just... I really wish they actually stopped making this format advanced, but all the current meta decks are removed, so you're just playing the current rogue decks in advanced. And the fun part is, majority of the current rogue decks in advanced are obnoxious, because that's the only way rogue decks can compete, as I said earlier in the TCG section. Either way, please don't talk about my takes on the format. I'll just talk about my prep and, well, what I'm gonna prep, and then some takes on Earthbound in Genesys, because a lot has changed since the last time I actually visited it. Well, I didn't stop visiting it ideas-wise, I've stopped visiting it videos-wise. Anyways, so this is Alice, also known as No Name SCM. You may recognize her from Hazel videos, which, speaking of, hello, that's my ooms. So anyways, she is a really good player, and that's why I asked her for help. Her and Sylvia gave me a lot of epic tips, and I'm gonna be following them to prep in the last... what days? There are 6 more days, and on the 9th I need to go on my flight. So there are 5 days to prep, and the day before the exam, I don't wanna play Yu-Gi-Oh! Nor the day before. So I have like 3 to 4 days plus like today, kinda. I am terrible at date math, but either way, I don't have a lot of time, so I'm just gonna hope it works out by reading all the cards I'm not too familiar with, even though I know vaguely most decks do, it's fine. So this is all the decks outside of Teller. They are very likely to be viable. You might be able to see that it's mostly just mid-range control, yeah? And except for exactly Invoked and RDA, the rest is a really fair super grind decks. So the prep is really just gonna be play fair breakers, try to grind them out as hard as I can, and hopefully just win from there. I've also just been told that you might as well prep for Mimigul, because Mimigul has been consistently extremely popular in Genesys. Sure, there might be some new set hype with stuff like Invoked, Melfi, and Blitz. Blitz is the one deck that I'm most scared of, because, well, I don't have a very good matchup into it, because it just consistently outgrinds me infinitely. But I guess if I can build my deck to around Blitz, I could probably do something. And also, like, yeah, this line right here from Alice. The thing with Tyler is that you generally don't have things you can really do going second outside of exactly draw Fuva, draw something that tries to stop them, it's not gonna stop them, and a bunch of breakers. Just pray and spray, you have enough engine to push through their stupid stuff. And also, oh yeah, this comment. This has made me think a lot. Make sure your board is OP. That's how you win Genesys. This is so fucking messed up. Like, how do I do this whilst it's still... No, yeah, there is a way to make it while still trying to have some form of grind game. The problem is, it just... I need so many bricks to do anything in this deck. So yeah, it's not gonna be very fun trying to attempt to do this. Yeah, this is it. Here's the tier list. I don't think I need to explain too much. The things I'm scared of are, of course, the top decks and a little bit of Melfi. Hence why I'm gonna be playing Final Bringer in majority of my lists. I'm gonna do some stuff on Neuron later on. Oh yeah, here's my cover. I thought I might as well show it. It's very cute. I think it's awesome. It's Mizuki from Project Sekai, whatever. I don't even play the game, I just think she's neat. Anyways, back to this. I'm not sure if I'm too scared of Fairy Tale. It could be scary with Invoked. Lab is also something I'm very worried about, also Mimigu. Just because they play on such a different axis from everything else that the Earthbound just can't do much about them. I mean, for Mimigu, I can just play Kaiju Slumber, I'm pretty sure. And for Lab, I just hope I draw Twin Twister going second post-siding. That's really it. Heroes, I mean, Heroes is basically just Diet Tellar Knight. They FDK you. They can also play the cards main, but like, I don't think it's just that much different. If I lose the die roll, I die. It's that simple. Anything else worrisome? Maybe Shadows? Clowns? Probably kind of worrisome. Elf Note, not really. Sacred Beast should be fine. They don't do too much without a bunch of links. Like, they do a lot of stuff. They just don't do a lot of obnoxious stuff without links. Oh yeah. This, I was gonna do a whole tangent about, yeah, the 80% win rate going first from Genesys. But as I said earlier, I would rather just not do that, and instead just talk about Earthbound. So with that out of the way, here are 5 lists. So these are in order of which ones I think are probably gonna be the most viable and the ones that are probably gonna be mad. Starting with Allure Queen of all things. Yes, it's very unfortunate, but I genuinely think this is probably the best thing I could be doing with Earthbound in Genesys. Because Allure Queen gives me consistency, it gives me a bunch of bodies, a ceiling. It also gives me access to a bunch of fancy stuff with, well, yugioh right here in the sideboard. Unsure if it should be in the sideboard, should be in the main deck. Like, if I want to make OP boards, as Sylvia said, I should be playing it main alongside some form of Archfiend package, which I'll talk about later. Man, it's so jank. I think it's probably correct to main it and just cut Kaiju Slumber and put it here. I might as well build for going first and going second. If I'm not facing Tellar Knight, I just full gas into the opponent and hope it works out. And well, maybe play a Final Bringer or some Final Bringer or some stuff, and definitely play Charges. Oh yeah, for the unaware, I might as well explain the Allure Queen stuff. So you can, from a Palace or a Dance, Palace, discard 2 cards, grab 2 Chaos. You need 2 Chaos and not 1 Chaos, 1 at level 7, because otherwise you cannot summon the 7. You pitch 1 for the other, equip the other, effect to summon level 7, then use the Palace's effect to summon Vader. This could be any level 1 tuner, or if you're playing level 5, you can play instead Bride Doll. Yeah. This is a mech card, but it is a level 3 spellcaster tuner that does something. It summons herself when drawn, and it gets some attack points. It's not very good, but like, it's serviceable. Either way you go into the Crimson King gets you Call, and the Call gets you Keeper into your full combo. You can also get the Vision, you can get whatever, you can get Booyah of course, but like, you can just get it later on with combo. TLDR, it's very good. Allure Queen can also be gotten off a Kraken to do the entire line, and I guess make it Joker Berserker. It's okay, and there's not much else to say. You really should just have something more layered though, like Archfiend Field Spell for fancy stuff. And well, no, yeah, let's just get in here. This is at the bottom of the barrel because sure, you can play a bunch of non-engine, but now on second thought, I think this deck would benefit a lot from just playing more extenders, more stuff like Immortal Red Nova. Oh yeah, how could I forget? This list kind of needs Immortal Red Nova to function. Oopsies. You need Immortal Red Nova. You could play Earthbound Fusion. You could play Super Duper Poly. You could play a bunch of fancy stuff in this. You could also play the diabellstar package. Because they're fiends, they're millable off of Ghastly Glitch. You can summon, you can search Crime Guy, search Mr. Crime Guy to dump Curse of Diabell that gets you Diabells into milling Vengeance, which gives you protection to your whole board and is probably what I should be playing the sideboard against Blitzclick. I am horrified of Blitzclick, so I really should be playing that. I haven't yapped in 2 weeks, okay? Outside of that, yeah, this deck is just so 2-card combo reliant. This is like Blitzclick if it sucked. Yeah, it's generally just that. It makes a pretty decent boards, but it does play into Fuva, and yeah, just not too good. It's unfortunate because I really love the Archfiend package because it's good going first and second, but it has 2 big bricks, and this is essentially a brick. Locking into Dark Dragon Synchros might as well be a death sentence. Yeah. Back to other fancy stuff. Here is a Gneer Sarcophagus. Gneer. The reason I think this could be viable is mainly because of your ability to play Final Bringers and Econs. They're pretty freaking good into the mid-range stuff, the fancy goop and whatever. And you're able to play these because Dark Magician Girl is a free summon, unlike a Chaos Alert Queen, which would be an effect to summon. Which does matter a lot for this. I swear to God. Because you could like destroy the palace, you could just bounce her and her effect gets negated. Dark Magician Girl triggers on summon, which means that you get your Glorb Sarcophagus no matter what. And that's extremely powerful for these 2 fancy cards, which are good into the top mid-range decks. Not much else to say. The one problem here is that you're not able to access your Earthbound fancy stuff unless you draw them. And you can draw them with the Dark Magicians. It's not feasible to play Magician's Souls, unfortunately. So yeah, you kind of need to rely on this, and this is not too reliable because it sucks. Yeah, it's a draw 1, and unless we get unless we got Dark Magical Curtain earlier, you just wouldn't be able to do anything about it. And also you can't search the Shining Sword stuff off of Earthbound, so it just means your ceiling is severely reduced. So yeah, I don't think this is it, but it also helps a ton with playing the good non-engine in the format. It's just so weird. You could theoretically just cut the Dark Magician of Destruction and play this in the Allure Queen thing, because both of them combo, both are good engines. This one particularly is decent going second and alongside Final Bringer, but it is just a lot of space. It's at minimum, I would say 7 slots at minimum, so yeah, it's not, it could be like 6 slots if you really wanna. It's just so clunky. I don't think this is the way. Next is 60 card blind. This is a goofy ass list. How many non-engine are we playing? 1, 2. This is a starter. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need to cut some of these. I'm pretty sure a Dark Ruler is the first cut. Then we get, well, not a lot, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is kinda, Yeah, I think cut your cooler, play some little more engine. Probably not Earthbound fusions. Maybe something more productive like... What is more productive here? I need to experiment with this. I think I'm just gonna play this in the Farfa tournament on Sunday. And figure stuff out from there. No, actually I think Allure is the much safer pick as a testing ground. This I should play against my friends and stuff. Oh man. I think it's viable mainly because I can just break or annihilate some of the mid-range decks and it's not nothing into Tellar Knight. But also it's just so clunky. It really is. Twin Twisters don't do too well into Tellar Knight, which is also a bad thing, but like it should be the last of my problems. I'm not really sure. Like my friends told me, you're not going second in the Tellar Knight anyways unless you draw Charmy. And a 60 card or at minimum 50 card pile means that I'm not able to draw other Charmies all too often. Which just makes me think this is probably not it. But it is so cool. It is so awesome. I don't know what else to say. This does have the advantage that if I lose the die roll, I'm still balling. Tellar Knight is a sack fest anyways, and when I'm going first, I can just change stuff here for going first group. Just a bunch of stupid, dumb cards, and they go from there. Oh yeah, there is not even Fortuna. I might as well play it in the sideboard. I think this, I need to test this against my friendos. Oh, by the way, I haven't tested any of these lists. I'm just purely going off of theory. I am yet to play because I've been busy with stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna do it later today and a little bit tomorrow. Anyways, here is the most interesting list of the bunch. Here is Sacred Beasts. And these are technically searchable, but I don't think you wanna play Crimson Blade Dragon, the guy that got pointed to 10 points. Yeah, this guy has 10 points on it, and also you're not really able to access him unless you go Earthbound plus another extender. And well, your extenders here are the Sacred Beasts, so you might as well just not play it and play some other stuff in the sideboard. I think this has potential. It has pathetic amounts of non-engine, but it is what it is. The bricks are kind of annoying, which is the only thing that holds me back. It has a draw to, it has layer disruptions using the trap. The one problem, actually, the actual real problem, is that Thunderclap, the continuous spell, is a terrible card, and you kinda need it if you wanna make this package good, going first. But also going first is just such a big ass brick, I don't think it's worth it. I don't know, this is probably, no, yeah, this is the second to worst of my ideas so far. It has so much potential, so much fancy stuff, but it just, I don't think it's good enough, you know? Just barely not good enough. But which sucks because I think it would be so cool to see like on YouTube. I remember rule number 1 of going to a big event. Never play for deck profile, play for the top. But like it would be so sick if I would make a deck profile regardless, but like a high profile deck profile in which I play Sacred Beast Earthbound, the deity crossover from 2 different anime. Wouldn't that be so freaking sick? And also, like, I guess it's very funny that this card can be summoned off of Levilazable if you have a Booyah and Mutiny package. This is of course imperfect, but well, I'll deal with that later, but I don't think I'm taking this to Euros. I really don't think it's good, but it would be so funny. It's so cool. But cool doesn't mean good, so it is what it is. And I mentioned earlier the Archwing pack. Alright. I don't know if this works. So what I was supposed to do is just to showcase some test hands. Oh, yeah, this card. This I forgot to mention it during my other opening stuff. This is for exactly Blitzclick. Um, it's so dumb is the issue. I think it's either this or the Diabell's package, but the Diabell's package takes up a lot of space. I guess it could make sense if I cut some non-engine to play the Diabell's package because it's not terrible going second. It's not necessarily good because, like, well, you know, it completely dies if... Yeah, I don't think the diabell's package is it. Because, like, diabellstar, sorry. Because, like, you aren't playing enough of a critical mass of spells to make it worth it. I think playing the Archfiend package here makes slightly more sense. Yeah, I think that is it. Or just play Booyah Mutiny and some other extenders. That could be it. Maybe some... Immortal Red Nova! I forgot to mention this earlier. Immortal Red Nova in the past couple of days has been terrible with me. It just... I draw it when I don't need it. I am playing 6 fusion spells. I am playing a bunch of Immortal Red Novas. It should be consistency with the 2-card combos. Sorry, the 3-card combos. And I realized that my principle of always telling people that if it's a fusion spell, it sucks in the TCG, also applies in Genesys. It doesn't matter if it's a weaker power format. Weaker my ass. Oh, what the... Oh, God. Womp womp. It doesn't matter if it's a weaker power format. It's not weaker. It's absolutely not a weaker format by any means if we think about how it is relative to the points, to the metagame, to the rest of the stuff. Genesys, in Genesys, fusion spells plus Immortal Red Nova is just not good enough. That's why I was so skeptic whilst I was talking about the Archfiend package. It's just so bad. Like, man. I don't know why I took off my glasses. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna play some better extenders. I'll go through my big ass box of cards. Let me actually show you. My cousin gave me this because like he bought 2 of these thinking that he would have a good use of that for them, and he just didn't. Look at all of my fancy Earthbound decks and some like Witchcrafter stuff, some whatever. This box is so cool. Outside of that, I think, yeah, I don't think the fusion spell package is good enough. My phone, freaking put this. There we go. Okay. Like, I would rather play fucking Egghead rather than play Immortal Red Nova plus, you know, the fusion spell package. It's just so bad, man. Also, Egghead, I think I should just get this and glue it to myself for the stupid thing. It would be funny. Trust. Anyways, where were we? Let's do some test hands. Oh yeah. Before test hands, again, Dreamland. This is for Talonite. I played it a ton in some other builds. It performed really well, so hence why I'm playing it. Not much else to say. Alright, now let's actually do that. This sets up the Rusiela into Fortuna package. Oh yeah, for the uninitiated, Fortuna lets me get Rhapsodia into Vengeance Dragon. It's a 0.3 disruption if you have a monster in hand. Way to actually combo if you have nothing but Keeper or Sweeper. This sets up that and nothing else. Purulia usually gets me 4 cards-ish. And yeah, that's pretty decent. This does not combo. See, this is why I was thinking I should just play more gas rather than like more non-engine. It's very simply because I just wreck so badly if I don't have engine in this format. I don't know what's what it is. Like, yeah, this format, it's just easier to break than in TCG, even though like the starter break ratios and the secondary engine, aka azamina ratios, should be lined up perfectly. It just doesn't in this format. This combo, you're able to go Keeper, Walker, Harmonic, then go into... You could I think you Harmonic into Rosiella. That could be a good idea. You could also just Harmonic into the Crimson King. This is not a good hand because Chaos Allure Queen is stranded. This is also, I think this is like the source of why this deck is not too consistent. It's just Chaos Allure Queen gets stranded way too often because she requires you to discard a Light or Dark Monster. This, though, however, works perfectly fine, but it's not too good going second. This is combo, I guess. Is it combo? No, it is not combo. It does set up some stuff with the Vision, Gaia, etc. But just not good enough. This is combo. This is combo, I guess. Okay, you know what? I don't know what this bit was supposed to be. I was kind of planning to do a deck building session, but I don't think it's all too good. And also, I don't feel like porting decks over to Dueling Book just to do a couple of test hands. So yeah. I think I'm just gonna report back the results of Sunday's Farfa tournament, and then I'll go through it really quickly on either Monday or just on a community post. I think I'm just gonna do a community post or a pinned comment and a pinned comment right here. I might as well, because like I don't think I have enough time to just make a video these days. So yeah, I think that's just gonna be it for the Genesys. Genesys a bit. It is a bit underwhelming that I don't know most of my things and I don't have a lot of things prepped. But I think giving you my brainstorming for what I should and I probably shouldn't play and such should give you a good idea of what is decent as an Earthbound build in this format. You could play Chimera if you think a Hyper Piss combo works, but I don't think it's very good because it dies to one Ghost Ogre. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this video. If you have any suggestions, please do let me know in the comments, especially for the Genesys stuff. If I don't have it in my box, I will cry. I was thinking, oh yeah, one final thing I was thinking about. You know how Tellarknight plays? And there we go. Tellarknight plays Heroes. Right here. Plays Heroes because you can go Miracle Ejector to get the Stratos, to get the Crow into Fountain. I was thinking you could instead do this, but instead of summoning Stratos, you can summon Prisma. You can summon Prisma, and Prisma gets me Medius. And that gets me Power Patron. Gets me Elf No Power Patron, and gets me Crimson King. This would be very interesting because, like, it is very easy bodies with Hero Lives, Emergency Call, and such, with 4 Final Bringer. But also, something I didn't account for is that Ian Shuffle in Europe is $20 almost. Because it's either a secret in last year's... oh wow, it's 2 years ago. In 2 years ago's Battle of Legends. Or it's from a speed tool pack, not speed tool, structure deck, that only released in America and was not written. So yeah, this card is randomly super expensive and I don't think I want to pay that much for such an experimental kind of thing, and also just because you're a developer, it could probably be the way to go, but like, I canceled my order for already, and I don't think I'm gonna. And the web being coupled is so limited, there are no reliable vendors selling them, especially it's time. So yeah, I don't think I'm. So yeah, this is not what I'm gonna think also because like it's 30 points essentially for the time, and that just sucks. Yeah, that's now finally it. I can finally stop after all this time saying, oh yeah, that's it. Nothing. So, yeah. Please drop your suggestions, comments, and that's gonna be it. I will update you